Shooting vertically using a TxN script, dual-axis MECHA. We previously discussed vertical shooting in a video about the zigzag pattern using py scripts, which utilize pitch and yaw conventions. What's new in today's video is the script type, which is TxN and utilizes tilts and the number of positions for each tilt. First, we will launch a preset for a 3-row panorama and see how MECHA executes it row by row. We will load the factory preset, test1312 parked. Then simplify it by reducing the number of positions per row to 6. We will also increase the speed to 8. Then save it under a different name. Alternatively, you can save a preset using the Save 1, Save 2, or Save 3 button if you also want to assign it to a controller button. We see this preset consists of 3 rows, the first, at 0 degrees tilt, the second, at minus 45 degrees tilt, and the third, at 45 degrees tilt. Each row contains 6 positions. There is also one zenith shot and one nadir shot, and the starting position is parked. The starting position refers to the required position for the upper rail of a panoramic head when launching a preset. Normally, it is either parked, with the camera facing up, as for a zenith shot, level, at 0 degrees tilt, or raised, with the camera facing downward, as for a nadir shot. In our case, the starting position is parked, so we will ensure the upper rail is in the parked position, then launch the preset from the user interface using the right button. Notice how MECHA executes this preset row by row, as specified in our script. Row 1. Row 2. Row 3. Zenith shot. Nadir shot. We now want to obtain a similar result by shooting column by column using a TxN script. If we think of panoramic photography as being like a globe, the rows are equivalent to parallels. On the other hand, vertical, or column by column shooting brings to mind the meridians of an unfolded globe. And the positions we mentioned earlier are now located on these meridians. Let's see how to create positions on columns using a TxN script. We will leave the starting position as is, parked. Then, we will use the scripting feature creatively and specify 5 rows at different tilts, each containing one position only. The visual result will be a column containing 5 positions. At a tilt of 90 degrees, there is one position. This is a zenith shot, with the upper rail in the parked position. At a tilt of 45 degrees, there is one position. At a tilt of 0 degrees, there is one position. At a tilt of minus 45 degrees, there is one position. And, at a tilt of minus 90 degrees, there is one position. This is a nadir shot, with the upper rail in the raised position. Now MECHA should execute a movement of rotation horizontally to the next column. For 6 columns, we divide 360 by 6 and obtain 60. So, our columns will be 60 degrees apart. We will specify a horizontal rotation by adding an equal sign in the script, followed by an underscore and 60. The equal sign refers to the second axis, rotator 2 axis. A value next to it indicates an absolute rotation angle. No value indicates no action along this axis. The underscore refers to the horizontal axis, rotator 1 axis. A value next to it indicates a rotation relative to the previous position. All we want is for MECHA to repeat this script 5 times automatically. We can also specify a delay between repetitions, for example, 3 seconds. The wait option instructs MECHA to wait after the last shot. This is important due to the repeat setting. Then, save the preset. The preset notes should also be updated. It looks like we did not update the notes of the previous preset. Launch the preset using the right button and observe how MECHA executes it. Position 1. Position 2. Position 3. Position 4. Position 5. And a 60-degree rotation horizontally. After 3 seconds, MECHA repeats the script. The first repeat. The second repeat. The third repeat. The fourth repeat. And the last repeat. Thank you for watching.